An open-world Star Wars game with multiple planets to visit, spaceships, ship interiors, the ability to fly up through the atmosphere and into space. It's very hard to believe that a game like this hasn't been done before. We got a first glimpse in of Star Wars Outlaws yesterday at the Xbox showcase, and today Ubisoft have revealed some gameplay. Now this is a Ubisoft game, so all the usual caveats come with that. It means we won't know what we've got until we've actually got it, but nonetheless this does look very impressive based on what we can see so far. So what is Star Wars Outlaws? Well, it turns out it's an action RPG. It's currently set to release in 2024, so a little ways off at the moment, but for those of you who have been paying attention to the rumour mills over the past 6 months or so, you'll probably not be too surprised that this game is in development. Although that said, when the rumours started doing the rounds that Ubisoft of all people were developing an open world Star Wars game in which you can fly spaceships, walk around on planets and then travel from planet to planet within your spaceship, well, a few people out there were disbelieving, to say the least. At any rate, here we are, and yes, here's some space combat. So yeah, this isn't the full-on space simulation type of combat that you might expect from the likes of Elite Dangerous or Star Citizen. This is certainly very arcadey. But that's the point. I think it's very fitting. And despite the fact that it is arcadey, players are free to travel to other star systems. You're just about to see the jump to hyperspace here. So all of this happens seamlessly, which is really nice. I guess, obviously, the hyperspace corridor here, the conduit, is certainly a loading screen, but that would be in keeping with what we've seen in other space games such as Elite Dangerous, with the corridor of which space acting in the same manner. Now, interestingly, around about this point in the gameplay reveal, the two main characters have a chat with each other. One asks the other, "So, where are we gonna go now?" And the character right here states, "Anywhere we want." Which, yes, suggests that players will be free to roam, not only open world on the surface areas, but also free to roam when in space. Now, being a massive space game nerd, the ability to travel between planets and to other worlds is something that greatly interests me. A lot of this is cinematics, but nonetheless it does give us some indication as to what some of the planets might look like. Now, keep in mind that at this point there's absolutely no real information available about what to expect from the game, but I'm not expecting full-on worlds here. These are very likely going to be large maps or larger flat areas that load in when you land down on the world, so not full one-to-one scale planets here or anything like that. At least that would be my speculation on this. In either event, it seems pretty certain that there will be some highly detailed open world environments on each of the planets. Now, in terms of gameplay, this one's far harder to judge based on what we've seen, but as best as I can tell, it does seem to follow the Ubisoft template, at least based on what we can see right here. But hopefully all that will be done with enough variety to keep things interesting. Obviously, everything here is in third person, and that's also something I'm completely okay with. Although that said, some of the combat looks just a little bit clunky, at least, well, this particular section here. But the game still has a long way to go, probably around about a year to release at this point, so there's plenty of time for Ubisoft to continue working on this and make some improvements. Yeah, that definitely feels a little bit clunky to me. Let me know in the comments section what you think of these particular combat mechanics. Does it feel a little bit clunky to you, or does this look all well and good? Now, as a complete side note here, one thing this style of game did put me in mind of was Beyond Good and Evil 2. We have seen some gameplay on that from Ubisoft, but not for a few years at that point. That too was meant to be multiple open worlds with which players could traverse across, get into spaceships, travel up into space, and then visit other worlds. It does make me wonder whether or not Ubisoft have used some of the tech that was developed for Beyond Good and Evil 2 for this new Star Wars game. Not sure if that's the case, obviously, but if anyone is aware of what's going on here, do let me know in the comments section below, because I think that's especially interesting. Regardless though of where all the tech for this game has come from, it does look suitably impressive to me. Also, this is obviously a single player game, and I think that's totally fine because it opens up a lot of opportunities that wouldn't otherwise be present in a multiplayer game. And anyway, there's already plenty of multiplayer open world space games out there already. So there we have it, a few of my thoughts and feelings on what we've seen so far on Star Wars Outlaws. Not too much to say at the moment because, well, to be honest, not a whole lot was revealed. But what we've seen has been impressive. I think this is, well, exactly what Star Wars has needed, an open world game, something that up until this point hasn't existed. And just as I opened the video with, that really is hard to believe. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.